Well, I would say good morning, but it's currently after 12 o'clock. So, good afternoon, everyone. We're currently parked in a different spot than last time I checked in. So, whenever it was raining and lightning and thundering and all that, we were parked right here, and they wanted to water this pivot, which sits us right in the circle. So we had to move out of the circle. We pulled the headers off, moved them over there, and then parked the combines over here in this dry land corner. And it ended up raining 2 inches over the span of 2 days. I think it was like 1.5 inches, maybe one night, and then maybe 1/2 inch another night, somewhere in there, give or take. So that kind of put us down for 2 days. But today, we're gonna go cut a sample. The next field that we have to go to is right across the road right here, so there's not really a move. We really just have to move the headers over there, as well as the combines, of course. Dad is over here cutting a sample, seeing if it's gonna be dry enough or not. We bit on some like 30 minutes ago, and it was pretty crunchy, so hopefully it'll go. But we got the header all hooked up, and now we're ready to go cut some wheat. The air conditioner in these John Deere combines are so loud. Like, I know for a fact whenever the air conditioner is just roaring like that, it's annoying for y'all, because it's annoying for me to edit the video while it's roaring. Alrighty, I'm gonna get the combine computer all set up, my extensions folded out, and then we're gonna go cut some wheat. Right after we pick a name to go on the window. So currently, as I'm recording this video, we have 6 members that signed up. So 6 members get their name drawn in here, and we're going to spin, and whoever wins gets their name on the window. Alrighty, here we go. Kyle is the winner. There you go, Kyle. Congratulations. You got your name on the window. Alrighty. Let's go cut some wheat. Today's gonna be a good day. I know it for a fact. You know why it's gonna be a good day? Because Tessa is coming to visit. I haven't seen her in almost a week, and I really wanna see her. And I think she's on her way. She should be on her way. It's like 1:30. So Tessa hopefully is showing up, you know, later in the video. And we also have a Q&A coming up later in the video as well that I posted on my Instagram, so stay tuned for that. Here's the moisture reading. It's averaging 9 because it went a little ways and it had 1% moisture, which I know wasn't right. But the instant is kind of what we're looking at.
12.4, 12.6, 12.7.
Dad's reading 12.6 over there. I'm also reading 12.6 over here. I believe it has to be under 13.5. So we're gonna keep on chugging away. If you're wondering what Cody is doing, he's outside scratching around on the ground, counting the kernels per square foot, which I can't remember how many kernels per square foot it is, but the target for losses, I would say, is 1 bushel, which also depends on the yield, I guess. So if it's making more, then probably 1 is more the target. If it's making, you know, 30 bushel wheat or so, maybe like 0.5 or 0.7, somewhere in there is a pretty good loss, at least a target, at least. But anyways, that's what Cody's doing. He's outside checking for losses. Well, the harvesting action didn't last too long. Mom's full, I'm full. Dad's also full, digging something out of his header. While we're sitting here waiting for the trucks, because the truck hasn't showed up yet, I can still see Cody way over there. He's also full. I guess I'm gonna walk out and I'm gonna try to get a thumbnail with all 3 combines. Although I don't have the right lens for that, but we're gonna at least try. Let's see, we might have to get out in the wheat just a little bit. Oh, wait, hold on. That might be a pretty good thumbnail. Okay, hold on. Let me take some pictures. Dude, that's a beautiful shot. You know what I should do is just take off running. I should run. I need to run. I was watching some older videos, like the first year I did YouTube. Not only was I like 20 pounds lighter, but I've came a long way on YouTube. Let's just say that. What do I look like right now? I look like a, it looks like I'm a news person. Like I'm about to tell you all the news. But anyways, I was gonna wait until Tessa got here to do a Q&A, but I'm not sure if she's gonna come out to the field because it's already 3 o'clock. It's like a 4.5 hour drive, so 3, 4, that'd be like 7:30, 8 o'clock. It'd be really late, and I'm not too sure if she's coming out to the field because she has a 2-wheel drive pickup, and South Texas, there's a bunch of sand. You get stuck in your pickup. So I'm gonna answer all these questions that y'all asked on Instagram. I'm not gonna answer all of them because there's quite literally pages of them, but I will try to answer most of them. I'm gonna answer the first question, and they asked, are you able to keep up with 3 combines with 1 grain cart? And I get a ton of questions on YouTube asking, are we gonna get another grain cart? Do you need 2 grain carts with 3 combines? And the answer is no. No, you do not. I wanna say back in like 2019, 2018, somewhere in that genre, we were cutting with another harvest crew, and I think we had up to 7 combines with, I believe, 2 grain carts. I was one of them. And there was a guy named Tio. Tio was probably the best grain cart driver that I've ever seen in my entire life. And he serviced all 7 of those combines with 1 grain cart. Like, I had to work to get in and like dump the other combines because he was doing all the work. So, yeah, no, it's definitely possible with 3 combines. Even when the wheat is making, 60 bushel, I think a couple of videos ago, the wheat was really good, and it was making, in the 60s, 65, 70, and Cody was keeping up perfectly fine with 3 combines. You can definitely slap in even a 4th combine and keep up with 1 grain cart. You just have to find a really good grain cart driver. He can't be over there on the turn row, playing Clash of Clans or something. He has to actually pay attention and dump the combines. The key is to keep the combines empty. But anyways, to answer your question, no. If we're doing corn harvest with 3 combines, yeah, I would say another grain cart. But doing wheat or soybeans, nah, you don't need another one. The next question is, what type of editing software do you use for your videos? And I really love when people ask me, what gear I use or what editing software I use. Because flashback to like 5 years ago, I was wondering the exact same thing. Whenever I watch someone's video, I'm like, dang, I wonder what camera they're using. I wonder what editing software they're using. I wonder how they made that edit, But to answer your question, I use Final Cut Pro, but if you're just starting out YouTube, I recommend CapCut. You can put all the clips together and then, build from there. And then if you want a paid version that's really cheap, Luma Fusion on the MacBook is really good. And then Windows, I don't really know. I've never edited a YouTube video on Windows. This is all for MacBook. I just wanted to get into like masking and stuff like that on YouTube and using plugins. So I had to swap over to Final Cut Pro, which that is my bread and butter. I love Final Cut Pro. I like this question. How do you edit and post daily YouTube videos while cutting full time? And the answer to that is no sleep. I'm serious. Just don't go to sleep. No, but seriously, I wake up at 7:30 every single morning. I leave the camper at 8, and we go out to the field, and we service the combines, and then obviously we cut all day. In some instances, you quit at 10 o'clock at night, and some instances you quit at like, I don't know, midnight. But for this instance, let's just say we quit at 10 o'clock, go back to the camper, we eat, whatever, shower, get ready for bed, and then I edit. Edit normally takes, anywhere from an hour to 3, possibly even 4 hours of time. So if you stop at 10, and then by the time you eat and get ready and all of that, it's 11:30, possibly even 12. And then I edit for, 1 to 3, sometimes 4 hours. So it's going to be like 2 or 3 a.m. whenever I am up editing videos. And I upload it to YouTube, and I schedule it for the next day at 12 o'clock Central. And I go to bed and rinse and repeat. I do it all over again.
Out there in front of us.
So to answer your question, I seriously, I just don't sleep that much. Are y'all enjoying the Q&A so far? If you are, let me know in the comments. The next question, are you going to take over the business one day? One day, absolutely. Do I want to anytime in the future? Probably not. If Dad wanted to retire yeah, I would take over the business if I was in a good financial point, which I don't see me quote unquote taking over really anything. Dad's retiring, you know, my little quotations, retiring. Dad's probably never going to retire. He might say he's going to retire, but he's either going to drive a truck or be in a combine or something, probably until he can't climb up the ladder. And I'm the exact same way. I'm never going to stop running a combine or grain cart or a truck or whatever, just in harvest in general, until I physically cannot get up into the vehicle. And that's just my life goal, really. This guy's question is literally 2. Just 2. So my answer, 3? I don't know. Are we doing a math equation? Okay, we're going to end the Q&A with this one last question. The question is, how much more can you cut with 3 combines compared to last year with only 2? But pretty much if you're on like flat ground running 6 miles an hour and you cut, 200 acres a day with 1 combine, instead of cutting 400 acres a day, you can now cut 600 acres a day. But what we are going to have during the operation is another truck. We only have 2 hoppers. We're going to have to add a 3rd hopper, which is kind of ironic because we're sitting here sitting for trucks. We're going to have to add another hopper. We're not going to add another hopper until not home, I don't think. We're going to cut it home after South Texas. I think it might be West Texas. We're going to have to add another hopper. Other than adding 1 combine, we just have to add 1 more truck, 1 more truck driver. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Alrighty, well that consists of today's Q&A. I plan on doing Q&As maybe like once every 2 weeks or so on my Instagram. So if you want to be a part of that, go check out my Instagram. Follow me there. I will post, a thing where you can ask questions, and I will answer them in a video just like this. So I hope y'all enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments if you did. But the Q&A segment is officially over. Let's get back to the harvest content. With 3 combines, we're really going through a field pretty fast. The way that we lay it off, it's amazing how fast we can just scoot across the field. But finish that field, we're gonna yank the headers off, and then we're going to the next one. Do y'all remember when I was doing the Q&A and we were sitting forever? Matter of fact, we sat for like 2 hours, hour and a half, somewhere in there. You see, the problem is Cody has 60,000 pounds on, so he's full on the grain cart. Dad is 81% full, I'm 25%, Mom is 35%. So we don't have a grain cart to dump in, and we can't fold the extensions down. Even if I could fold the extensions down, I'm not gonna road the combine down the road with grain in my bin. So we're sitting here waiting for a truck. Today is, what is today? Today is May 4th, so that means tomorrow is Cinco de Mayo. And whenever we hire outside trucks in South Texas, most of them are Hispanic, so most of them are celebrating Cinco de Mayo. So this is kind of why we have no trucks this weekend, is because of Cinco de Mayo. So if you're wondering why we're sitting so much in this video, that's pretty much why. We have spent more time today sitting in the combines than we have cutting. Which we had to wait until it was after lunch, that way we could dry down a little bit, because it was borderline. The moisture was borderline whenever we started today at was it 1 o'clock, 1:30, 2, somewhere in there. We cut everything full, and then we sat for the hour and a half, 2 hours, and then we finished the field, and then now we're waiting on another truck. Anyways, that's kind of what we're doing right now. I'm bored out of my mind though. I've been watching Millennial Farmer all day. I think I watched the video of him getting chickens or something. Could you imagine if you had a chicken in a combine? Or a pet snake? I have a dog. But imagine having a cat or a snake, a chicken, A monkey? Dude, a monkey would be awesome in a combine cab. Are you kidding me? Knowing Tessa, though, she would definitely bring a monkey if she was able in the combine cab, if she ran her own combine. But anyways, this is real life on harvest. Sometimes you have these days. It just happens. Well, we finally got to dump on a truck. Now we're headed to the next one. Tessa made it back to the camper, but I'm pretty sure we only have one more truck left for the day. So whenever we get over here, we're going to load Cody up. He's gonna load a truck, and then we're gonna load Cody up again, and then that's gonna be it. Therefore, I think she's just gonna stay at the camper, and I guess she'll be in tomorrow's video. Well, everyone, it did not take very long to load those trucks. We actually got 2 trucks, so pretty thankful for that. Again, we filled them up pretty quick, so we got those knocked out, and we also filled up Cody. That way he can fill another truck in the morning, or if we even get a truck tomorrow, since tomorrow is actually Cinco de Mayo. I'm not too sure if we're going to be getting trucks or not. But anyways, I think that's going to be it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank y'all for watching. I'll see y'all on the next one.